Thanks for clicking on the play. I'm Dave Morris. We'll look at some of the stories and upcoming editions of the Oklahoman on our website right here at newsok.com, including some local reaction to the tragedy in the Philippines and an interesting update on businesses along Northwest 23rd Street. Enrollment numbers were released today on Obamacare. Only 346 Oklahomans have selected a health insurance plan over the past month through the Federal Health Insurance Marketplace. The marketplace is available on healthcare.gov. It was created through the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. Our Jacqueline Cosgrove has been looking through the data. She found that 6,905 applications have been completed in the state. A little over 14,000 people are represented in those completed applications. Before a more local and detailed look, you can read Jacqueline Cosgrove's story, available right now on newsok.com. Grief and hunger and a daily fight for survival is ongoing in the Philippines following Typhoon Haiyan. The Oklahoman's Catherine McNutt and our Tim Money spoke with University of Central Oklahoma student Alyssa Bay about events in her homeland. Bay said she initially didn't think much about last week's storm since they're very common there. In fact, she didn't hear from her parents, who are safe, until Sunday.
The aftermath of what happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to call my dad. And then when I was calling them, someone would pick up, but I can't hear them. And then day after, my dad was able to message me on Facebook telling me that they're all right, and then he asked me if I'm the one who was calling, because when he picks up, he can't hear anything either.
An interesting story of a tragedy in the Philippines and a local reaction. More from our Catherine McNutt in tomorrow's Oklahoman. We're joined now by business editor Don Mecoy. Don, how are things?
Great, thanks.
Well, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. And Steve Lackmeyer has an interesting update about businesses along Northwest 23rd Street.
Right, there's a development there called the Rise Retail Development, and Steve today learned of some of the tenants that are going to be going in there, and it's an amazing group of tenants, a lot of varied businesses. There's several restaurants, pizza place, a pub, a whiskey and cigar bar, and an oyster bar are going in, but also there's an upscale clothing shop going in there. There's all kinds of things that are going into there, and we'll have a whole list of those. Steve's going to be writing with that for tomorrow's paper.
You know, Don, I live in that area, and it's nice to see the growth in that area. That particular location had been going out of business for, I don't know, it seemed like years, and it's interesting to see these fun places moving in.
Yeah, the development is really moving from downtown, and it's really going far north now. I mean, we're uptown now, and that's an area that had really gotten down on its heels, and it really is getting lively.
It's the area at Northwest 23rd and Walker in Oklahoma City. Another story that you can find in the business section tomorrow, and I'll try to pronounce this correctly, Valles Paredes, a discount clothing retailer that caters to the Hispanic shoppers, is opening its first store in the state.
Right, and now we're going over to the south side. And this is not too far, within a couple of miles of Plaza Mayor at the Crossroads, which is a Hispanic-themed development, retail development. This clothing store is going in at I-240 in Shields in what had been a Circuit City store. It's been vacant now for a couple of years, but they're active. They have about 200 shops in 4 different states. This is their first store in Oklahoma City, so this is a really interesting development. It's a large retail development.
I was about to say, that's a big box store that they're filling there.
Yeah, they'll have a lot of merchandise and probably a lot of customers. There's a growing Hispanic population in South Oklahoma City, and they're starting to get a lot more retail over there.
An update on Northwest 23rd and Walker, the Rise, and the South Side I-240 in Shields. Don Mecoy, thanks for your time today. Some business stories coming up in the Oklahoman. Let's turn to sports now. We'll take a look at the growth of lacrosse in Oklahoma in tomorrow's paper. It's a much bigger sport on the East Coast, but it's seeing growing numbers in the Dallas area and in the Oklahoma City area. I spoke with some coaches and players of the Oklahoma City Knights about the sport. That video and a story by Jacob Unruh can be found online at newsok.com and in Thursday's editions of the Oklahoman. That'll do it for the play. Have a great Thursday evening, everybody.